Welcome everybody for coming back to my channel. And if you are somebody new that hasn't met me or know me, my name is Cinta. Welcome to my space. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I'm a person that makes clothing as well. I design pieces, you can see some of my pieces here. So I do Poshmark and music, but in this particular channel I'm focusing on music. And today I want to go into talking about how to practice without necessarily having a band or a group of musicians performing with you. So pre-rehearsal type of stuff. I've worked with bands before. I've worked with composing pieces with bands. I've worked with recording artists. I have some tracks that I've actually recorded and published or uploaded for people in the past for Spotify and their albums and stuff. So this is sort of like what I already do. This is just to help you guys who are farther along in the process of understanding music. Say for instance you're in a band and you're needing to find the music. Now we all know YouTube is the best place to find beats and tracks and all that stuff. So today I'm going to just play briefly without a backtrack at the moment. Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun, we all know that. I grew up with this. I was in a band many years ago. I've been in a couple of different bands. We've done rehearsals. I did one show with one of the groups as a drummer. So it was like a rock punk metal group back in the day. I was like 16. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I miss playing the drums. I'll get back there. I'll get back there. This is like, that's my goal, to get like a drum set again. I'm gonna get to that stage. I need to have my own drum set. Anyway, so Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun is originally in G major. I've transposed it to F major for somebody, and then we're gonna just do it in the original. I'm gonna play a little bit in the F major, and then you can hear what it is in the G major. So G major is the original. This is F major. Okay. Okay, and then G major. Okay, G major. This is the original, so it's just a backtrack. To try lots of different songs. I'm not a person that's barricaded into one type of sound. Yeah, sure, I've studied the classical, and sure, I've studied the jazz, and of course I've studied like pop music. But I think it's important to be a diverse artist. So say for instance, if you meet a band that doesn't just do jazz, but they're also wanting to have like rock music, you can kind of transfer your skills into whatever needs people are needing. And I think that's an important skill, being a chameleon. Yes, it's important to have your own voice, but I think it's also important to be the type of person who'd be willing to try many different things. I don't think there's a reason to only focus on one skill. Like for instance, if you like rapping, focus on beats, create beats. Logic is great for beats. GarageBand is good for beats. There are also other ones. Cubase. There's also something called Fruity Loops. Now, you know, as a drummer or a former drummer, I like beats for that very purpose, is because those are the things that make a really good, like a decent song, really good. Like if you understand beats, that's like the underlying, the backing for like something really amazing. So consider, like, you know, trying a variety of different things. Later on in the channel, I'll start talking about how to upload tracks onto things like Spotify and how that works. But before you do any of that, folks, you have to remember, going back to the copyright concern, even YouTube focuses on making sure that copywriting is not taken for granted. They want to know the original tracks that you are producing for if you're going to do music for background are your own pieces. Do not think that it's okay to download. You can practice the stuff, sure. You can work on other people's pieces, sure. You can play in bands and work on pieces that people have created from other bands. That's fine. But when it comes down to really doing your own stuff and making things happen, you need to make sure that this is all under you. You understand what's going on, because it is a big deal between Facebook, between Instagram, TikTok. I think Instagram and TikTok ask you to use like tracks that they have already from other musicians. But if you want to get your tracks onto Instagram and TikTok, you would have to go through another channel and start posting it on Spotify, and maybe use TuneCore or CD Baby. And there are a couple of other things that you would, Reverb Nation. I haven't used Reverb in a while. SoundCloud is good as an introduction into that. So if you want to use SoundCloud, that would be a good starting point to upload tracks to make sure that you got it together. But in order for companies to upload tracks onto things like Spotify, you need to make sure that you own the rights, all of them. Like if you're working in a group, make sure the group has those rights too. Like make sure that everything is legit. So today's talk was just basically about transferring tracks that you might have done, tracks that you're working on with other groups, say for instance in your band, or you're working by yourself as a vocalist and you're using other people's music to help train your voice or to help your musical skills. That's fine. Use it to practice. Use it to get on stage and perform. But try to be your own individual composer. It's such an important skill, because it's in the long run, it's going to save your lives. If you don't do it correctly, you could get sued big time. I mean, Ed Sheeran had the problem, and so did the other places, other musicians. I'd gone through this the other day, but I think it's important to understand to separate the skills. So use the backtracks and the songs that you learn to practice on your own with your group, whatever. But try to be your independent musician. Don't go through avenues and back doors. Make sure it's done properly. So that was my talk. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I will be back to give you some more tips and tricks in the music, and my experience as a musician from different countries and what I have experienced in different places and where I've worked. And I will go through all of that stuff in the next one. Thank you again for joining me, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.